When the RD token was launched, 1000 RDs cost only 0.8 USDT. 2 months later, that did just 46,000x. But it was not all good news. In this video, I want to tell you about some of the incredible things that are happening on the Bitcoin blockchain. Seeing the growth of Ethereum in the recent years, I was starting to worry about the future of Bitcoin. So, what's going on with Bitcoin? Why is the news so exciting? What are the news? A few days ago, during the halving, a new protocol, a new standard was introduced on Bitcoin chain, runes. And everyone went crazy. What are runes? To talk about that, to explain it to you, we need to go back to ordinals. At the end of December 2022, Casey Rodarmore came to attention with his concept of Bitcoin ordinals, adding a new functionality to the Bitcoin ecosystem, to the Bitcoin network. His aim was to bring an NFT ecosystem to the Bitcoin blockchain. So, ordinals are based on Satoshi's number. A Satoshi, what is a Satoshi? Satoshi is the smallest unit of Bitcoin. Each Satoshi has a number. That number comes from which block it came from and where it is in the block. So it has a number and this number is unique and it's collectible. There are certain mintage of coins that are more valuable. There are certain numbers of bills that are more interesting. And there are some that, because they have a history, a certain history, they'll sell for more money. You can do that. You can do all of this with Bitcoin satoshis. And so, the first Bitcoin NFTs were born. In March, a developer called Tomodata on Twitter released an improved version of the ordinals protocol, of the ordinal standard. He called that BRC20. He also deployed the first BRC20 token called RD. Bitcoin had its first token on Bitcoin blockchain that was not Bitcoin. Since that day, big progress has been made in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Now, any person can easily create BRC20 tokens on the Bitcoin blockchain. No contracts are needed. There is no risk of vulnerability. It can't be counterfeited. When the RD token was launched, inscripting 1000 RDs cost only 0.8 USDT. That's only 0.0008 USDT per RD. 2 months later, the price of an RD went up to 37 USDT. That did just 46,000x. That's crazy. But it was not all good news, because we realized that all of this created problems for the UTXO management on Bitcoin chain, which is UTXO based. With the arrival of the BRC20 tokens, the network started to get congested. And we also saw a lot of cheat coins using the network and congesting the network for stuff that had not real value. And that's a problem. That's why now it's time to talk about runes. Runes is another new protocol, another standard. What is the difference between runes and BRC20 tokens? The advantage of runes is the better management of UTXO, which solves the biggest problem of BRC20 tokens. It's a project that Casey Rodarmore created in order to avoid the problem of congestion in the network we could observe with the BRC20 tokens. Runes, of course, has other advantages, such as data protection. But for me, the way this UTXO is managed in a better way is the biggest advantage. So, Runes was launched at the halving block. While I think it's a good idea to launch something during the hype, marketing-wise, but everything went crazy that day. Why was that? Because everybody wanted to rush out and get the first runes, collect them. The problem is, it's the gas fees that went going through the roof. Anyway, there are several runes in the halved block, and some of these stand out from the rest. I'd like to tell you about them. My favorite one is the project Satoshi Nakamoto. Just the name makes you like it, right? And it's not just my personal favorite. it's one of the most talked about projects. It was the 6th rune in the halving, and Satoshi Nakamoto had a 4x growth in price on the first day. But, as I said, it's hard to say that it was a good investment at the time, because when the gas cost is taken into account, it's not that interesting. There is also a rune called Dog Go to the Moon. It's like the equivalent of Doge, but on Bitcoin. It had a big airdrop. You may have seen Leonidas' message on Twitter, and some of the people who received the airdrop speak about this one. I think you have to keep an eye on this one. Next, there is Uncommon Goods, posted by Casey himself. It's funny because it has to be minted one by one, and for the moment, with the gas fees, it's not really a good investment either. Of course, there are other runes projects as well. There will be many other projects coming out in the future, so remember to subscribe to my channel if you are interested. I'll make videos if something important happens. Oh yeah, one more thing, it's very important to notice, but when I was making this video, runes were trading for 75% of all Bitcoin transactions. All of Bitcoin blockchain transactions were made from these runes traffic, It's crazy. You cannot just turn a blind eye to that. I think it's a good thing. And I'm very optimistic about what's going to happen. I personally think that in the very long run, it's going to be very beneficial for the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. Because with all that, the cryptocurrency community is clearly interested in Bitcoin again, and we even see new faces coming to the ecosystem. Whether you like runes or not, ordinals or not, you can't deny that this is a good thing. Well, that's all for today. In a future video, I will discuss the BRC 22.0 standard. That's going to be another one for everyone to keep an eye on. So, don't forget to subscribe to my channel once again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.